Hello and welcome back to Contract Law Part 8 of Promissory Estoppel and Waivers. Alright, so we're looking at Part 3 right now. Last time we left off looking into the case Crab versus Dunn, Arun District Council. Okay, so the case Crab versus Arun District Council is an important case regarding property and promise. Dunning defines proprietary estoppel as another breed of estoppel. Proprietary estoppel is an exception to the rule that estoppel can only be a shield. Under this doctrine, estoppel can also be a sword. Lord Denning ruled that the doctrine of promissory estoppel will enforce the promise. Right? There should be a right of passage over the council's land. It would seem that there is an easement. Okay, easement is something that we should look at as well. Right, but that's for another time. Okay, so Part E, we should look at Walton Store Interstate property versus Mayer's. It's inclining towards Section 90. Right, in the Walton Store Interstate property versus Mayer, Mayer was negotiating with the Waltons on the lease of land. The Waltons required that the old building to be destroyed and replaced with a new one. Mayer relied on the representation of Walton's store before the contract was signed and destroyed the old building. The problem with this was that the Walton never signed the contract. The case was about a detrimental reliance of a promise. The main issue was if Walton was able to stop from backing out of its promise to complete the contract. Mayer was induced by the unconscionable behavior of the Waltons to take action. The Waltons' action created a, quote, basic assumption, a false assumption that induced Mayer to destroy the building. The court ruled that Mayer was able to enforce the contract against the Walton. The Waltons were stopped from backing out of the implied promise and stopped from denying that the promise the promise is binding. Okay, so under Section 90, right, of the Restatement of Contract, quote, a promise which the promisor should reasonably expect to induce action or forbearance of a defined or of a definite and substantial character on the part of the promisee, and which does induce such action or forbearance, is binding if injustice can be avoided only by enforcement of the promise, unquote. It is a promise that will reasonably induce a definite and substantial action. Section 90 will allow a cause of action to enforce a promise and to seek damages for any breach of contract. This section provides a relief for Mayer because he had suffered from the detrimental reliance on the promise that was breached. Okay, so under the Walton case in Section 90, the doctrine of promissory estoppel is able to be used as a sword and is able to provide a basis for a cause of action to enforce the promise. Page 290. Alright, so that is the end of Chapter 8, Waivers and Promissory Estoppel. So until next time, we'll continue from there. Okay, so stay classy, contract laws and stuff. Alright, thank you.